We are going to study the Yom Kippur War. Yom Kippur War of 1973. It started on 6th October 1973 and it ended on 25th October 1973. This is, in my calculation, is it 20 days war? What is Yom Kippur? Yom Kippur means the day of atonement. It means the day of atonement. You remember in the Bible, Moses, when he was descending with the second set of 10 commandments, you know what happened to the first set of 10 commandments? When he was descending with the second set of 10 commandments, he descended on Yom Kippur Day, Day of Atonement. It is calculated both Jews and Muslims use the lunar calendar, and we Christians use the solar calendar. Solar calendar, we call it Gregorian calendar. What happens in Yom Kippur? On Yom Kippur Day, you are supposed to fast and you are supposed not to do any work. So that is when the Arab coalition, especially the Arab coalition of United Arab Republic, there is a time when both Egypt and Syria declared themselves to be one country, and they called themselves United Arab Republic of Egypt and United Arab Republic of Syria. So on one day, that was 6th October 1973, they simultaneously attacked Israel. They simultaneously attacked Israel, where Syria attacked Israel on the Golan Heights. Golan Heights used to be part of Syria, and now up to today it's under Israel. Why did Israel overrun Golan Heights? It is this plateau or this high lands. It is so high that from there, using very good powerful binoculars, you can see anywhere and any place in Israel. For those of you who have attended the what do you call infantry course, we were taught that this is what is called OP, observation point, a high place there where when you are seated you can see the whole land with your binoculars or whatever. You can see everything from left to right. That is why Israel took the Golan Heights, and Syria tried to regain it on 6th October 1973. At the same time, you see, the earlier war, Israel had taken the 6-day war. Israel had overrun the Sinai Peninsula and Gaza Strip. Gaza those days used to be part of Egypt. So when Israel overran Sinai and it returned Sinai to Egyptian, it was told to hand over Gaza Strip to Palestinians. So Egypt wanted to recover Sinai Peninsula, and Syria wanted to recover Golan Heights, and all other Arabs came, and they came and got an Israel which was not ready. It was not ready for war. So it was actually, they were lucky that Americans allowed, you see, Americans and other developed countries, they give us weapons. But when we fight wars that they do not approve, then they send us messages and say that in that war you are fighting with your neighboring country, do not use our weapons. So America went and armed they went and allowed Israel to use their weapons and also added more weapons. This annoyed the Russians, the USSR, not Russia, USSR, uh, where the USSR nearly unleashed nuclear weapon. This is the second time that nuclear weapon was ready. The other one was the Cuban issue, if you can remember. The 1973 Yom Kippur War happened, and it coincided with the Ramadan. Actually, Ramadan has its basic from Yom Kippur. It is only that different people use different ways. In Yom Kippur, the period of fasting is less with Ramadan. Uh, Yom Kippur first occurred, it is covered in chapter 23 of the Leviticus. It is covered in the chapter of 23 of Leviticus, where believers are told to fast and also not to work during that time. It is also believed that it was during Yom Kippur time that Muhammad uh, told people to start observing Ramadan. So Ramadan and Yom Kippur are actually correlated. They are correlated. And that is why it was attacked that way and Israel retaliated. That from you is Yom Kippur. I wanted to say that during the earlier, but I've already talked about the earlier war, 6-day war, Israel also recovered the west bank of River Jordan, which was part of Jordan. Now, if you look at, it is complicated. The Jews and Palestine, because both of them claim the whole of Israel. What? Okay, depending on what you want to call it. If you want to call it Israel, it is Israel. If you want to call it Palestine, it is Palestine. But what people started doing is that, West Bank, which used to be part of Jordan, and Gaza used to be part of Egypt. So these two parcels were now handed over to Arabs to be Palestine country. Unfortunately, if you have to move from Gaza to West Bank, you have to go through Israel. And another thing is, for those of you, especially in Kenya, you know about coalition. Now, the coalition that rules Palestine is called PLO. But then when you go to the people who control West Bank are the Al Fatah faction. But the part of PLO that rules Gaza is, I'm forgetting the name, and it is Hamas. It is Hamas. Hamas are the ones who control. But you see, Hamas, allow me to, for lack of a better example, you see people associate Wiper and ODM. Both of them are in, both of them are in Azimio. But you see, ODM is militant. This is a smaller version of what is happening, and I'm giving a smaller example of which anybody, especially a Kenyan, may understand. Please don't start reading between the lines. So Hamas, or shall I pronounce it like them? Hamas. Hamas is so, what do you call, Hamas is so militant, so what, that they even have enemies within the Palestine. The PLO itself do not necessarily agree with Hamas 100%. And even Arabs themselves do not 100% agree with Hamas. If they would have done that, Israel would have spent only three minutes in Gaza. They're trying to take that advantage. Thank you.